Hello. Today's passage is the story of the only account of Jesus growing up that is recorded in the Gospels. It comes from Luke chapter 2. It says, every year, Jesus' parents went to Jerusalem for the festival of the Passover. When he was 12 years old, they went up to the festival according to the custom. After the festival was over, while his parents were returning home, the boy Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem, but they were unaware of it. Thinking he was in their company, they travelled for a day. Then they began looking for him among the relatives and friends. And when they did not find him, they went back to Jerusalem to look for him. After 3 days, they found him in the temple courts, sitting among the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. Everyone who heard him and was amazed at his understanding and his answers. And when the parents saw him, they were astonished. His mother and said to him, "Son, why have you treated us like this? Your father and I have been anxious searching for you." "Why were you searching for me?" he asked. Did you know I had to be in my father's house?" But they did not understand what he was saying to them. Then they went down to Nazareth with them and was obedient to them. But his mother treasured these things in her heart. And Jesus grew in wisdom and stature, and with favour with God and man. Now, usually at the when people went to one of the festivals, they used to travel in groups of a number of people from the same town or village, and the men used to travel in one group together, and the women in another section of the travelling together. And as a 12-year-old, Jesus would still have been young enough to travel with the women, but would have also been old enough to travel with the men. So Joseph possibly thought that he was travelling with Mary, and Mary probably thought that he was travelling with Joseph. And hence it was only at the end of the day that they realised he was missing. And it's an important thing to learn that Jesus knows what it's like to be a child. He knows what it's like to be lost and missing, and he knows what it's like to have parents. He knows what it's like to be a teenager. And if at any time we get a little bit frustrated at stuff that seems to be happening in our lives, remember that Jesus has been through that and knows what it's like. Another important point is that Jesus listened to the teachers and asked them questions, and that even though we'd have expected him to have a good knowledge of spiritual things, being who he was, he still gave respect to those who were teachers in these matters and listened to what they had to say and asked questions of them. And it's very important in all things, but especially in spiritual things, to listen to those who teach about the things and to ask questions of them.